here we go. Going to be using the Gold Wings Lane, which is always a super scary way to start things off. What do we want to go for this starting turn? The buff disable isn't going to be the greatest thing in the world, but it will also allow us to get as many debuffs out as possible. Or do you want to just go straight for the King approach and get as much damage out? I think this might be our starting end, what we may use throughout the rest of the showcase. Because yeah, that applies to 3 debuffs. Obviously a lot more important when we're using the older version of the Festival King, but I still feels like it's going to be a decent thing to do with this team as well. Look at that damage, man. And the fact that he doesn't have the Assault Mode Meliodas means we can attack into him without any repercussions. Don't have to worry about any of that debuff shenanigans. But yeah, there is a whole lot of teams to this Merlin, and really enjoying her. We're only 2 showcases in, and of course I'm going to love the showcase. I end up using her with Ludo, but her damage is really good, and she was one-turning or almost one-turning a lot of barn teams, and for type disadvantage, that's pretty impressive to say the least. I mean, she's definitely looking good. Chandler counter coming up can be real terrifying for us. I do definitely want to get rid of Melee though. Am I able to still kill doing something like this? Because I know the counter will end up proccing before the shield comes up, which I suppose in a sense is good because it means we'll keep the shield. It'll most likely start the Pierce card to burn through that. Go for that one there. She tanks the shield hit, and then this should give the debuff to Chandler, whatever one that ends up being for his element, if I'm not mistaken. Stun, something like that? Oh, we get the forfeit anyways. And I love to see that we weren't starting things off with a barn team, but obviously soon to follow, we had to face Reinhardt eventually, right? I suppose actually having a lane here could be really nice, because that'll stop the gift card from coming out, which will not only stop a lot of damage, but will stop the regeneration effect as well, which will be really nice. Let's go for this. I feel like we can hold on to this Dissolve card at least until the second turn. Maybe if you had to go to merger with Barn or Reinhardt, we could have gone ahead and kind of thrown it right off the bat, but yeah, I'm not too scared of the ultimates here, although they can definitely do a lot of damage. As long as we have that King Shield up to tank that hit, we should be fine. He can obviously use Heart Crusher cards, all that kind of stuff to break through the shield and then ult, but I mean, if he gets the ultimate, we'll kind of check what the Reinhardt or the Barn's ult level is. You can almost guarantee everyone has 6/6 Barn at this point. And I'm definitely going to have to get used to remembering what debuffs each actual element happens, because at this point I'm just throwing out cards and hoping we get stun and other good ones. I haven't actually gone ahead and checked all of them. I've only noticed the stun one, and the 6/6 Red Tarmiel actually coming in clutch here. Definitely would have died if it wasn't for him there. Let's see, we can go... Oh, what do we want to go for here? Thinking this might be the best play. Get as many king cards as possible so the shield's even stronger. And stun there, that's going to end up cleansing the art because of the Holy Relic, which is kind of annoying. Man, Barn team just does not die. Holy. King's meant to be a counter for the Barn team, and we just cannot deal enough damage. We do have the block effect on us as well now, which is kind of a bummer. We do miss out on Power Strike, which is definitely where we're getting all of our damage from. We do have Dissolve, so we don't have to worry about any ult rush. I'm guessing that's why he went ahead and reset that turn. He realized he couldn't go for that kind of play. Having the effect disable as well with this many king cards is such a bummer. Another nameless dance. I mean, the shield is... Oh, let's go. Killing Barn there is massive for us. Yeah, still having the shield from the passive is going to be great and all. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. Not enough to get us Merlin ultimate. And I think I might have actually missed out on the King ultimate. Did I massively misplay that? No, so we still got the King ultimate, perfect. I'm hoping this kills Reinhardt. Yeah, come on Merlin, right? Can finish the things off. I mean, who knows? If this ends up being a really good team to counter Barn, I may end up using this a lot more in the future. And I mean, since our Merlin died and I managed to get the merger, might as well show off the King ultimate. It's some nice damage. And I still have yet to give the Skull and Hardy any more attempts since getting Sariel, or should I say Sariel, since getting the Red Tarmiel 6 out of 6. So hopefully they can make that just that little bit less miserable, because man, I absolutely dread having to do that Demonic Beast battle. The bird, definitely the funnest out of the 3. I would say it's probably tied in ease, especially with the deer. I would probably say the deer is actually easier now with the release of the Jormungandr Holy Relic. That thing is broken for that content. She's definitely stronger than Magelda is in the bird, but man, Skull and Hardy, we really need to get either that new Ragnarok character or a Ragnarok Holy Relic that just makes it breeze easy, because I don't know, man, that thing is hell for me. We do have Infect on us. I'm hoping we can get a lot of damage out regardless. I doubt we'll be able to kill anyone. We might be able to go ahead and kill the Amelia. We're getting BM'd on. Let's go. Yeah, we'll see how much she can do. Obviously, having the red Sariel on King is going to decrease our damage quite a bit. Yeah, bro, this guy's hilarious. Haha. We'll get on to the next one, goddamn. And another Barn team, let's go. I mean, at least we can guarantee at CCing every Barn team. Surely there's no Barn, there's no way you could get a Barn team up to 340 CC. Even with some of the massive whales in the game, I think that's impossible. Let's go 1, 2, and we'll go 3 for the Merlin card there. Who knows, getting that extra Flower Blast card could be really, really nice for us, but yeah, by all means. And if you guys have any team suggestions you'd like to see me use with the Merlin, or even just with other characters in general, who knows, maybe you have a team suggestion for me using the strongest demon Chandler, by all means let me know in the comments section down below. Reinhardt having his immortality, that should tame, or like tick over next turn, you should have something else. I wonder if we'll be able to go ahead and kill with all these Merlin cards. Although I do think I definitely want to put up the King's Shield just to play it safe. Yeah, because in that match before, he ended up breaking the shield and one-tapping with Arthur ultimate. Not the greatest ultimate in the world, but can definitely still get the job done. Got this King 1 here. Most likely end up rocking the Holy Relic. You think with how small of a margin the HP has to be, you'd barely ever see it happen, but man, that procs all the time. Was that what, a double stun? Oh no, just stunning Barn. Pretty much a full hand of Barn cards there. Yeah, not the greatest thing. I feel like Sariel Grace would have helped us out quite a bit, and if only she was blue, man. So disappointing. I don't want to be the Barn team. I don't want to have the Barn team be meta much longer, because it's lasted way too long. I absolutely love Barn. My favorite sin, and probably my favorite 7 Deadly Sins character. It's lasted far too long, that marble. Actually, I might go ahead and go for this one first. Then we can finish off with these things here. Yeah, and especially with how strong he is at the moment, I thought having him with Terry was bad. Man, this Reinhardt makes him a whole different boss level, because Reinhardt himself is also such a good unit and kind of makes Barn look like a support at this point. Thank God we're actually managing to beat them this video. And just thinking about it, I may have to go ahead and give some of those All Rush teams a shot, because I mean, especially with the release of this banner, this is the first time I've had Tarmiel and Diane 6 out of 6. Prior to this, the Tarmiel, oh well, both of them actually were 2-6, and then finally getting enough dupes. I did end up buying 3 of the Diane dupes. We only pulled 1 of her in the summons, but I'm still happy with 1 Diane dupe. We ended up getting 3 of the Hijack Gothas, so a lot more favored on that side. And I do believe we ended up getting 1 of the Lolly Merlin. The only one of this Merlin we ended up getting was from the selector, so thank God that exists. Man, that is a lot of debuffs, Jesus. Bro's definitely rocking Persecutioner's Eldritch in the back. What do we want to go as our starting hand? Thinking we ditch the whole Elaine thing and we go for something more on this side. We'll go for the Sever card first, since we have the Sariel Grace we're guaranteed. The crits, you know, we'll get just that little bit more damage, I feel, than using the Power Strike card. That one there. Oh, I'm kind of scared to see how much damage we're... Do they didn't have any damage over time debuffs, do... Yeah, I don't know why I thought they did. Because they end up breaking shields so easily. I forget what team it was, but I end up versing a Goddess Liz, and you'll see when using some of the dot damage teams that it can pop the shield so easy. A really good counter to Goddess Liz. Not that she's used a crazy amount anyways, but you do still see the occasional player using them. I remember there was that week or so where I saw a whole bunch of people using Goddess Liz Rimmer and ended up losing to a surprising amount of them. A really weird team, but I suppose if it works, it works. Man, absolutely one-tapping that King's Shield. King's just barely holding in. Oh no, this'll finish him off here. Damn, getting out CC. The Elaine definitely not helping our case in that one. Although she does survive. We still have the attack disable on us though. Are we gonna get enough cards to kind of kill anyone? No. Unfortunate, it's a loss. And trying to get as many of these Merlin showcases done as soon as possible, because we do of course have Overwatch 2 releasing sometime in the next 12 hours. Definitely not going to be awake, and then I'm going to wake up and instantly have to go to work, but I'm super keen for that. Overwatch is a game I've spent way too many hours on, easily over 1,000 hours across PS4, PC accounts, but super keen to see how that one's going to play out. And if you guys made it this far in the video and you're going to end up playing Overwatch 2, let me know in the comments section down below on who you end up playing the most, because man, that game is so much fun, and it's free to play now, which is going to be massive for, you know, the amount of people they're going to be attracting to the game. demon team. I feel like, especially in the last showcase, I believe we ended up facing 2 of the demon team. Even with some of the like assault melee Sigurd variants, we ended up doing really, really well against them. The amount of turn 1 damage we could put out was kind of just kept us safe, and then we could just end up finish the next turn, because Esteros team is definitely something you have to build up with over the turns, or if you can go first, having the Chandler stance, something like that, build you up debuffs, is a real nice way to play it as well. Kind of a shame though, because just like in the last showcase, we have this one character in the middle, just with these fodder cards. Obviously, in the previous one, it was Ludo. Elaine's not doing this a crazy amount. I don't think we'll use this card at all in today's video, but really, really nice damage. And I really like how slow the animation is. And a Ludo team to finish it off. Thank God we out CC'd. Holy, I mean, that'll make this one a super easy match, because if you end up not out CCing as Ludo, it's almost a guaranteed loss, but damn, whole lot of fun with this Mel. Of course, in the next showcase, I will go ahead and swap up her costume. I feel like with how we have the King and Elaine dressed up, it was too good an opportunity to miss having the Merlin in the same one as the previous video, but I don't know. With the body and the weapon that she's using, she has a headpiece where it's kind of like a visor almost, covers majority of her face. I just don't really like the look of that one. I feel like the hair she has on this makes it end up looking so much nicer, and having the face revealed, all that kind of stuff is super cool. For other costumes, not too big a fan. I definitely think this is my favorite one. Her black and white one's pretty sick, and I don't know, her other one is a bit over the top for me, but we'll end up using it anyways, so let's wrap things up. And before we go ahead and wrap up the video, I'm going to quickly run over both the King and Merlin's gear, and then I'm also going to run over Merlin's passive, since this is only the second video I've done on her. King is 6/6 here, and then when it comes to his gear, going to be using the full attack crit set. Once again, more rolls that I need to hammer out. I feel like I never fully 15% any character's gear, because I end up building gear for so many different characters that I'd rather have all of my characters be mediocre than one of my characters be super built out, because you feel more inclined to reuse that same character. But the Melon, once again, on attack crit, and then mostly 14% rolls. I don't think I'll ever really hammer out the defense pieces. And then the cosmetics still have a little bit more upgrading to do. I'll probably end up buying the bundle sometime tomorrow when I get paid. And then quickly having a look at the behemoth of her passive and some of the skills. The first card inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on all enemies and depletes 2 ultimate move gauge orbs at the end of enemy's turn for 2 turns. Her second card inflicts damage equals to, or inflicts elemental explosion damage equal to 325% of attack on all enemies. The ultimate applies 1 random elemental effects without duplicates to all enemies, then deals elemental explosion damage equal to 350% of attack. And here we go, her passive applies 1 random element on an enemy unaffected by elements at the start of ally's turn, then increases all of the hero's stats by 7% for each element on the enemy. When an ally uses skill on an enemy affected by an element, applies the same additional element effect for 3 turns before skill activates. At 4 elemental effect stacks, removes elements and elemental effects after skill activation, then applies the corresponding debuff effect equal to the elements for 1 turn. Man, they really need to shorten down on these passives, because that's probably like, what, half a minute just reading that thing out? But there we go, that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please hit like and subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.